Hey guys, welcome back to our channel and thank you for watching. If you are new here, my name's Alex and this is Sunrise Farm. And this year we are over doubling our fruit production on our property. And I'm really excited to announce a partnership with Raintree Nursery in Washington, and they have sent us a bunch of amazing fruits. I actually did an unboxing video, which I'll put up over here if you missed that earlier. We're going to be starting a blueberry field out front and we're going to be adding to our backyard orchard out back. So after I got done doing the unboxing video, I actually brought a 5-gallon bucket out back and I started soaking our bare root fruit trees. And I'm going to get to planting those and I'm going to show you guys how we do that. However, I'm going to go over a couple things first so I can set you guys up for success at your own property. A couple of things you want to be sure of when you're ordering bare root fruits or bare root trees. You want to make sure that they're hardy for your zone. So I'm in zone 7 and all of the varieties that we got are perfect for our zone. However, the varieties that I got that are perfect for zone 7 may not work for somebody in zone 3 or zone 10. So make sure you're verifying the hardiness of the varieties that you're purchasing. Another thing you want to look into is pollinating. Are they self-pollinating or are you going to need to purchase 2 of them? There are varieties that are self-pollinating, varieties that are going to need another one to help pollinate, and then there are some that are semi-pollinating. But make sure you're doing your research and looking into those. We are in the backyard orchard, and you might notice that there's only 4 holes behind me. However, I have 5 trees here. So I'm actually only planting 4 out back here, and then 1 is going to go in our front garden where we previously chopped down a Bradford pear tree. If you don't know, a Bradford pear tree is invasive, and they were super popular about 20 years ago, and now they are taking over North Carolina. So people are cutting them down, and there's actually organizations where you can swap them out for other trees. I prefer to swap them out for something we can eat. So we're going to be putting a fruit tree out front. I have pre-dug all of the holes, so I'm going to take you guys over there, and we're going to start by getting our first fruit tree in the ground. Again, if you missed the short, all of these came very well packaged. Each of them are individually labeled and everything looks great. You can even see that there is some new growth on some of these. So we are going to get to planting them here shortly. I did start by soaking them in this bucket. You want to soak them for at least an hour. I've had mine soaking for about 6. So this is the first hole we're going to plant in, and this is actually going to have the apple tree in it. And the apple variety that we got, I will put up on the screen. It's a green variety, but my other apple tree is actually right over there. So even if they were self-pollinating, they would still pollinate each other, which usually yields in a larger, better harvest for both of your trees. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're purchasing fruits. Another thing I want to mention is you'll notice that this hole is not very deep. And it's significantly wider than the actual roots. And the reason being is because I don't want the new roots to have to compete with the crabgrass and all of the other grass around it. So this is the apple tree, and you can see the roots look really good. I'm actually going to spread them out. But you'll notice right here, there's kind of this little node where it goes off to the side. And this is the graft of the tree. So this is the rootstock, and you don't want to plant any higher than this little node. In fact, you'll actually see where the roots stop. You only want to plant about 1 inch higher than that. So I'm going to plant up to there, and then I'm going to mulch around probably 1 inch below where the node actually is on the tree. This is a green sleeve apple tree, and this is a dwarf variety. Again, I put it up on the screen so you guys can see, but let's get it in the dirt. I'm going to put this down in here and I'm going to spread these roots out just a little bit to kind of give it a head start, and I'm going to start backfilling it. A lot of people will recommend amending your soil, and that is a great option. You can add in cocoa or peat moss. I'm actually going to link below one of my favorite books about growing fruits and fruit trees, and recommend that you guys look into that because the author of the book actually has several years experience with growing fruits and actually recommends that you don't amend your soil too much, because you don't want the roots to not know how to grow in your natural environment. So I'm going to start backfilling this and I will be right back. All right, so I just got our first tree backfilled. It looks beautiful. Again, this is the apple tree. And like I said, that is also an apple tree over there. Let me take you guys over there. We have an apple, a peach, some figs. Right here, this one has come back beautifully this year. And my husband is actually training this one, as you can see. So the other ones that are going to be going over here are going to be another peach, to go with our peach, because even though they are self-pollinating, when you put them together, you usually get a bigger, better harvest. So that's always the goal. So the last three over here are going to be our European pear, our Asian pear, and our peach tree to go with our other peach tree that we have here. As you can see, I do put some cages around these just because, if you saw in the background, I do have chickens back here and they are earth movers, so they will try and dig, and I don't want them bothering the roots while they're starting to get established. All right, in this hole is going to be our peach, because we actually have a new peach tree right over there, and over there you can see our other new apple tree. So like I said, we're doubling our fruits, if not tripling our fruits on our property this year. So let's get to planting the peach next. So this is the peach tree, and again, the roots all look amazing. This is a baby Crawford peach dwarf. You can see where the rootstock is, and then you can see where it's grafted, so you never want to bury it past there. Like I said, you can usually see where the roots stop or where it was previously dug up. And that's about where you want to plant it to. And then you can mulch a little bit higher, but you don't ever want to go above that rootstock. This hole is already perfect for this, so I'm just going to start backfilling. All right, so I just got our peach in, and we're going to do our last two pear trees, and then I'm going to get these mulched over really nice, and then it's time to head out to the garden to do our cherry tree. The roots look incredible. You can also see exactly where the rootstock is and where it is grafted on both of these really clearly. Again, make sure you don't bury that. You can confuse the tree, and the part up here might actually start to root, and there's a reason you have a rootstock. It's usually because it's a more pest resistant, more disease resistant, hardier rootstock. So you'll get a stronger tree in the long run. You don't want this part up here to be growing its own set of roots. All right, I just finished the last of the trees out back. I've got my cherry tree, and we are headed to the garden. I've already prepped the hole for this tree as well, so all I have to do is put the root ball in and backfill it. All right, this cherry tree looks amazing. Again, you can see the growth already on it. It looks green and beautiful. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys remember to plant your fruits first. We are so behind. Yes, we have some, but not nearly as many as we would have liked. My kids love fruit, and we love fruit, and it's a labor of love. So again, get them started early, and you will definitely thank yourself 3 to 5 years down the road. As always, I will take you guys along as everything grows and continues to grow, how I care for it, and what it produces. All right, guys, it is the next day, and unfortunately it was getting a little late last night. I had to go in and get the kids fed, so I didn't get a chance to mulch the trees. I'm going to do that real quick and take you guys along and show you the finished product. We're already out front by the garden, so I'm going to do the cherry tree first. So I mulched really heavy around the tree, and then you may have noticed that I came in here and kind of pulled the mulch away from the base of the tree, and that's exactly how you want to keep your mulch around your fruit trees. All right, so we are back out in the orchard today, and like I said, I do have to mulch. I brought my wheelbarrow. I just got done mulching the cherry tree in the front garden, and there are a couple things that I forgot to mention yesterday that I want to make sure that you guys know to set you guys up for success when you're growing your fruit. The first 2 years are super, super important. And one of the most important things, especially the first year, is making sure that you're watering. And you want to deep water all of these trees on a regular basis. I usually do 2 to 3 times a week. However, if you're in a hotter climate, you may want to do every other day. I'm going to set up a quick time lapse and take you guys along while I mulch the trees. All right, so that didn't go as planned. It is really windy out today. I did get all the fruit trees mulched. Again, I did them just like the cherry tree. I did a nice heavy mulch and then pulled it away from the actual tree base. I'm going to take you guys over so I can show you the ones that we planted out back here the other day. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Raintree. I can't wait to get our blueberries planted. I will take you guys along when we do that. So I think that's it for today's video. Let's go check out the trees, and thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful growing season. What the? Is that, what is that? Babe, is that a snake? Babe, is that a snake? It's a snake. It was trying to get me.
It's like a little farm snake or something.
Oh my goodness. This is a worm. This is what a worm looks like.